And welcome back, everyone, to the Jeff Sherman Memorial Invitational Basketball Tournament here at Woodlin High School. I am Kerry Sherman from Big Time Small Town Media. We are happy to produce this basketball tournament for ColoradoPreps.tv and Chassa.tv. This year we have signed on with the Anton Co-op to be our title sponsor for the tournament. This is the first boys game of the day. We have the visitors will be Prairie. They are wearing black tonight with white numbers. The home team are the Idalia Wolves. They are wearing white with maroon red numbers and letters. Head coaches tonight, for Prairie, we have Glenn Carlson. He doubles up as the assistant coach for the girls. The Prairie girls fell in the opener tonight, 46-29 to Idalia. The head coach for the Wolves, Mr. Jeff Hurlbert. Just put him. Oh, wait, no. Yes, and Jeff Hurlbert is the head coach for Idalia. The Wolves struggled through a rough season last year. They don't really have one. Go him there. As they played a very young lineup, a number of their more experienced players missed the season with injury. Most of them are back this year. So Coach Hurlbert is looking forward to some better results as they got a lot of experience last year. Coach Carlson, these Mustangs looked real good through the year last year, made a nice push at districts, and he brings back a lot of that lineup. We'll try to get the starters here.
Against the home Idalia Wolves. Here's the starting five for Prairie.
And we'll get the starters up here for Prairie. Coach Glenn Carlson. He's assisted by Amber Whitlock. There's a very, very storied name at Prairie. Their lineup tonight, they'll go with guards number 20, Ross Stump. Number 23, Austin Littlefield. Number 34, TJ Hubbard. Their forwards will be number 24, Tyler Carmen. And number, 32? Yeah, number 32, Brady Stump. We're getting the lineups here for Idalia. Sorry with the head. For Coach Hurlbert and his assistant coach, Rich Schaefer, go with number 1, Taylor Merritt, number 10, Chance Smith, number 12, Chad Heath, number 13, John Paul DeVitor, and number 31, Ashton Wireman. Again, our officials for tonight's contest, Mr. Bob Knudsen, Mr. Ryan Stevens, and Mr. Palmer Anguiano. In the center circle, number 24 for Prairie is Tyler Carmen. I believe that's number 12 for Idalia, Chad Heath. And Carmen wins the tip back to Littlefield. Prairie will go on offense right away against a 2-3 zone. Littlefield at the top. Come near side for Hubbard. And moved that pivot foot. That immediate pressure from the Mustangs. Heath will whip it around for Wireman, and he too will drag the pivot foot. Littlefield will go far side for Stump. Back to Littlefield, now to Hubbard. Inside, that's Brady Stump. Tries to go cross court for Ross Stump and off target and out of bounds. Heath will do the inbounding against the pressure. Comes into the corner for Smith. Smith working against Littlefield. Lobs it over the top to Heath at the timeline. He'll get it down to Wireman, and they'll set the offense. Comes up to Divator. Lobs up for Wireman in the far corner. He'll drive to the basket, misses it. Offensive rebound for Smith. Kicks it out to Wireman from 15. No. And the rebound for Ross Stump. Gets it up to Littlefield. Littlefield checked by Divator, and too much on that one. Divator called for the first foul of the contest. Hubbard gets it into Ross Stump. Now to Brady Stump. Puts the shoulder fakes on. Kicks it off to Littlefield from 15. It's good. First points of the basket contest belong to Prairie. Smith to Heath. He'll hit it ahead for Wireman. Stolen by Brady Stump. Gives it to Hubbard. Hubbard settles things down. Comes up top for Littlefield. Back to Hubbard. Into Carmen. Carmen working against Heath. Has it blocked. Merritt with the rebound for the Wolves. Smith draws the double team on the pressure. And Coach Herbert's going to have to take the timeout to avoid the turnover. It's a 30-second timeout for the Wolves. And when we watched Prairie last season, there was a heavy emphasis on getting the ball inside to Carmen and to Brady Stump. And they haven't had good looks yet here. Of course, just 90 seconds into the contest. We expect to see them continue to pound the ball inside. Half-court trap. Looks like 1-3-1 coming. Smith into the middle for Heath. He out-jumps everybody. Gets it ahead to Merritt. Merritt working on Carmen. Into Heath. Heath dips the shoulder and travels. And Littlefield gets it up ahead for Hubbard. Back to Littlefield. Whipping it over to Stump. Into the post for Carmen, working on Heath, and he's got the basket. Littlefield nearly steals the inbounds pass, and Smith, trying to prevent the steal, is the last man to touch it. So it belongs to Prairie, leading 4-0. Quickly into Littlefield. Ross Stump looks at it from 15. He'll fire it. No good. Carmen on the weak side sticks it home. And Smith loses it. Ross Stump inside. Goes to work on Wireman. A little hook, no good. Brady Stump with the offensive rebound. Off of a fake, goes up, misses it. Wireman comes down with it. Gets it out to Heath. Heath ahead for Merritt and out of bounds. Littlefield goes far side for Hubbard. And Hubbard called for the travel. Heath looking for some movement. Finally, Wireman comes to it. He'll come across court for Divator. He'll flip it over to Merritt. Gave a little fake. Drew the foul going up. That is on Brady Stump. His first, team's first. And Taylor Merritt to the free throw line with 2 shots, trying to get the Wolves on the board. First one won't fall. Second one is good, and the Wolves are on the board, trailing 6-1, 5:19 to go here, first quarter. Littlefield goes to Hubbard. Hubbard back to Littlefield. Coming near side is Ross Stump. Making the 2-3 shift. And Heath knocks it loose. Smith with the steal. Smith gets it off to Divator on the near wing. Into the high post for Heath. Looked for Wireman. Wireman started to cut. The ball goes out to the Mustangs. Hubbard looking inside. He'll drive and draw the foul on the drive. That is Divator. His second, team second. Littlefield gives the fake, gives it back to Hubbard. Hubbard inside to Carmen. Carmen goes to work on Heath and just spins it home. He's got 6 in a row. Heath wanting to throw the baseball pass. It's not there. Wireman has to sprint it across to beat the 10 count. And his cross-court pass stolen by Ross Stump up ahead for Littlefield. Littlefield buckles as he tries to throw one up. And they'll give it to Prairie. Must have been touched last by Idalia. Ross Stump puts one up from 8, knocks it home. 8-1 is the Prairie lead. Wireman has it poked loose, goes to the middle for Heath. Heath wheels, has it deflected. Hubbard with the steal, and Wireman will be called for the foul on the collision. His first, team's third. Almost midway through this first quarter. And they've adjusted the scoreboard to show a 10-1. Poked loose, stolen by Divator. Heath will give it off to Smith. Heath able to keep the pivot down long enough to give it off to Divator. Cross court for Smith. He'll wheel, kick it out to Merritt. Merritt from 17, no. And Carmen with it. Gives it off to Hubbard. Nothing there. They'll look for the secondary and then set the offense. Littlefield drives. Kicks it across court for Carmen. Merritt with the near steal. And Carmen finally corrals the loose ball. And Hubbard, giving the little fake, picks up the pivot foot again. Subs in for Idalia. Number 15, Dalton Schaefer. Number 20, Jason Dutton. People might remember Schaefer last year playing for Liberty. His dad now the assistant coach at Idalia. And he makes his first appearance of the season. And he quickly fires a 3. It's short. Carmen with the rebound. He draws another foul on Wireman. His second, team's fourth. Number 15, Michael Godinez, came into the Prairie lineup. He's got it now on the far side. Gives it off to Littlefield. Now to Ross Stump. Brady Stump working hard inside. Calls for the ball. Kicks it out to Godinez. Godinez jumper no good. Rebound by Schaefer. And reverse pass deflected. Schaefer tracks it down. Again, deflection by Littlefield. A little water bug of a point guard making life miserable for the Wolves in the backcourt. Heath throws the baseball pass, stolen by Carmen. Carmen will kick it back out to Littlefield, who sets the offense. Ross Stump drives, pulls up from 6, rolls one in off the glass. It's a 12-1 start for the Mustangs. Schaefer in the middle of the defense. Burned his dribble. Gets it down for Dutton. Dutton driving on Carmen. They'll have to kick it out to Wireman. Wireman will try to drive baseline. He's blocked by Carmen. Saved by Brady Stump to Godinez. Godinez up ahead for Littlefield. Littlefield lets traffic clear, pulls up from 19, rims out. Godinez with the rebound, and they'll call him for over the back. The first on Godinez. Second team foul against the Mustangs here in the first quarter. 1:57 to play, and they lead by a score of 12-1. Heath can't get it in, so Coach Hurlburt will take another timeout. This one is a full timeout. We'll go ahead and take it with them back in 60 seconds from Woodland.
At the Anton Co-op, they're a local farmer-owned business whose goal is to help the profitability of producers they serve. Offering grain marketing on and off the farm, they have full-service fertilizer AG chemical department as well, with liquid and dry application and anhydrous ammonia for all your farm input needs. Anton Co-op makes bulk fuel deliveries and offers on-the-farm tire service. Anton Co-op wants to be your #1 supplier and service center. Call Anton Co-op at 800-595-8305.
This broadcast of high school sports is being brought to you courtesy of the Alan Bear Agency of Akron. In times of such economic uncertainty, let Alan Bear and his staff serve as stability when it comes to your insurance needs. With years of experience serving their community with products in auto, home, and life insurance, the Alan Bear Agency is also available for farm, crop, business, and health insurance as well. Give Alan and his team a call today at 970-345-2310 or stop into 142 Adams in Akron to see how the Alan Bear Agency can serve you.
We're back. Now Woodland. Idalia trying to break the pressure and beat the 10 count. And Heath will get it ahead to Wireman, but Wireman travels with it again. Turnover back to the Mustangs. 1:46 to go. We're going to see Hubbard check back in to the Prairie lineup. Littlefield will get the breather. A little hitch in his giddy up as he came off the floor. Coach Carlson asking him if he's okay, and he says yes. Hubbard steps into the three. Nobody comes out of that 2-3 zone, and he drains it. Smith dribbles through the defense. Gets it across to Wireman, trying to drive baseline against Hubbard. Hubbard knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wolves, trailing by 14 with 1:25 to go in this opening quarter. Schaefer will trigger it in. And he's going to have to hustle to beat the 5 count. Could not do it. As Wolves, as soon as they finished their first cut, stopped moving, and the count did not. Hubbard whips it over to Godinez. Heath pokes it loose from behind, reaching around Carmen to knock it loose. And gets it in to Ross Stump. And Stump calls for him to set up the offense, and Schaefer knocks the pass out of bounds. And had an issue. The clock kept running. It ran all the way through the previous dead ball. No one caught it. They see it this time as we got a substitution. And we'll get that for you in a minute. Into the Idalia lineup. Turnaround from Brady Stump, no good. Godinez and Dutton hustling for it. And coming down with a rebound, Paul Garcia, who just checked in. Garcia is one who missed last season due to injury. I'm happy to see him back, but he turns it over to Godinez. Cuts him off, and Schaefer blocks the shot from behind. Gets it, and it's Smith, 30 seconds to go. And Chance Smith will settle things down as he crosses the timeline with 27 seconds to go. Gives it off to Dutton on the far wing. Heath posting hard against Brady Stump. They'll spread it a little bit and work. Dutton gets it near side for Smith. Clock down to 5 seconds. Smith gives it to Dutton. Dutton will fire the three. He knocks it down, and he got contact by Carmen. Coach Hurlbert hollers and one. Looked like it could have been. Instead, no call. We head to the second quarter. Idalia trailing Prairie 15-4.
One of the most important benefits of being a Premier Farm Credit member borrower is having the opportunity to share in the association's profits. Since 2001, Premier has paid out over $31 million in patronage dividends. If you want to be a part of a member-owned and controlled cooperative that offers interest rates that are competitive in the marketplace and committed to a patronage dividend program, call your local Premier Farm Credit office. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
With more than 30 years in business, Pro Sports is the only place teams need to go to outfit for this season. A complete supplier of team athletic apparel, teams get their uniforms and equipment at a team discounted price. Outfit your team with Pro Sports, located in downtown Sterling, but a proud supplier to teams from all across Colorado. Pro Sports offering team discounts. Call now, 970-522-8545, and outfit your team today. Pro Sports, your team source.
Welcome back to Woodland High School. Ready to get the second quarter underway here in our first boys contest with Prairie leading Idalia 15-4 here in the Jeff Sherman Memorial Invitational presented by the Anton Co-op. Chance Smith changes pivot foot up top and is called for it. Once again, I'm Kerry Sherman from Big Time Small Town Media. We're happy to be here and bring you start-to-finish coverage of this entire tournament on ColoradoPreps.tv and Chassa.tv. 4 games tonight, 4 games tomorrow. Godinez wrapping it around inside to the post. Will not go for Michael Kaiser. Littlefield will try from 15. Off the mark, but Garcia called for the foul on the box out. And it'll go out of bounds to Prairie. The table did not catch the foul, and even though I did not mark it on Garcia. His first, team's 5th. Bring it into Littlefield, right back into Ross Stump. Gives a series of fakes, turnaround no good. And then out of frustration, jumps over the back of Dutton. That'll be the first foul on Ross Stump. Second on the team. Comes into Smith against the man press. They'll clear it out for him as he goes to work against Littlefield. May have got away with a double dribble. Low feed in for Heath was stolen, and then Schaefer, trying to get the ball back, called for his first foul. Next foul against the Wolves will send the Mustangs to the line for the remainder of the half. Littlefield hits ahead for Ross Stump. Double team on inside on Brady Stump, so Ross fires it up, misses it, and Schaefer comes out of there with it. Schaefer will get it from Smith and bring it across the timeline, working one-on-one against Ross Stump. Gives it off to Dutton. And steal for Godinez. Give him 2 on the layup. Lead is whip over for Dutton. I don't believe the scoreboard's right. Should be 18-4. 18-4. They gave 1 point off of that last bucket to both teams. Littlefield for 3. Knock it home. I'm sure they'll have to check the scoreboard at some point. But right now we've got it at 21-4. Dutton will kick it over to Schaefer. Schaefer tries to drive on Ross Stump. Stump recovers. Have to kick it out to Garcia. And Garcia and Schaefer collide, and it'll be a traveling violation. Littlefield kicks it across to Godinez. A switch to man defense, and Schaefer reaches around and grabs Hubbard. That'll be the second on Dalton Schaefer. 7th team foul, and send Hubbard to the free throw line. So Hubbard steps to the free throw line. Knocks the first of the bonus down. Unofficially, we have it as a 22-4 score. Misses the second. Schaefer comes down with it. And Hubbard picks his pocket and knocks it in with the little scoop layup. Godinez with the steal, and he scores. And that'll bring a timeout from Coach Hurlburt. We believe it is 26-4. Again, the scoreboard here shows 25-5. And Idalia has not scored in the quarter. They finished the first with 4. And I believe we're getting a check here at the table. We might just be looking at personal fouls, but okay, they have pulled a team foul off of the board on the Idalia side and 1 point. There. I think they're double checking the math on the side, so I believe we're going to go with it as a 25-4 score. It's the first game of the season for the scorekeepers as well. Schaefer walked it across the floor, gives it off to Garcia. Back to Schaefer, looking for the lob over the top for Heath. Heath is blocked, but will draw the foul against Carmen. His first, team's 4th. Heath will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. First one too strong off the glass. Second one is good for the Idalia senior, Heath. That's it to 20. Hubbard gets into the paint. His pass deflected out to Littlefield. They'll spread the floor, let Littlefield work on Schaefer. Kick it out to Carmen. Kaiser coming across on the baseline. Flash couldn't handle it. Knocked out, and I believe Wireman will be called for his 3rd personal. That is the 3rd on Ashton Wireman, another of the Idalia seniors. He got Wireman, Heath, and Merritt. Hubbard knocks the first free throw down. And Coach Hurlburt will send DeVitor back in. I'm sure to replace Wireman. Second free throw for Hubbard. That's also good. Oh, it's 27-5. Schaefer setting things up. Comes near side for DeVitor. DeVitor trying to wrap it into Heath. Stolen. Littlefield comes out with it. It's it ahead for Kaiser. Kaiser tight walks the baseline, but we'll say the ball of the foot came down on the purple. Turn it over. 4:41 to go in this half. Tight man defense by the Mustangs. And Wolves working on their V cuts. Pass from Garcia for Heath over the top and out of bounds. Ahead for Godinez. He looks for Hubbard on the cut. Hubbard dribbles it out. Dribble penetration, kick it down to Carmen, and Carmen is called for the shuffle. Schaefer gives it off to Garcia. Garcia going to the spin on Littlefield, missed the layup. Kaiser with the rebound, gives it out to Hubbard. Hubbard with a head of steam, kicks it back to Kaiser. Now Littlefield at the top. He'll come near side for Hubbard. Now reset the offense, give it off to Littlefield. Into the paint. Kick out to Godinez. Drive, floater, no good. Kaiser with the rebound, and I think he's shoved from behind by Dutton. They'll give the call against Dutton, his first. That sends Kaiser to the free throw line to shoot the bonus. No good, and a foul against Littlefield for over the back. Near steal for Hubbard. DeVitor puts up the 15-footer. No good. Smith with the offensive rebound. He'll dribble out to the corner, fire one up. No. Hubbard with the board. Kick ahead for Ross Stump. Lost it, but went right to Kaiser. Kaiser couldn't get the shot to go. Smith with the rebound for the Wolves. 3 minutes to play, first half. Hustling across the timeline, gets a screen from Schaefer. Kick it into the corner for Dutton. Dutton will bring it back out to Schaefer. Gives it off to DeVitor. Whoops. DeVitor nearly drags the foot. They'll keep the ball alive, though. And Schaefer nearly loses it to Littlefield. Littlefield finally picks the pocket, and they'll head the other way, Will Prairie. This time Schaefer with the steal. 1 against 2. Goes at Littlefield. Littlefield reaches in and knocks it loose on the crossover. And Wireman will come in to give Heath a breather. Wireman coming in with those 3 personal fouls. Okay, they changed that foul on the board on the previous. That was a over the back against Carmen, not Littlefield. His second. DeVitor trying to get it in for the Wolves. Hubbard making it difficult. That's 2 straight knockaways. Putting DeVitor from right underneath the basket now into the deep corner. And goes deep to Schaefer. Dutton sets the screen for Schaefer. Schaefer releases one from the land of 3. No good, and Hubbard with it. And give it to Littlefield. Let Littlefield run the show. Dribble handoff to Stump. Stump pulls up from 15, finds Hubbard on the baseline. No. Kaiser with the offensive board, can't get it to go. Brady Stump with it. That won't fall. Again, a tip try, and Dutton comes out of it finally for Idalia. Wireman, kick out for DeVitor. Now up top to Schaefer. Thought about the 3, instead comes near side for Smith. Smith into the high post. Turnaround for Wireman. No. Dutton taps at it, keeps it alive. Went to Kaiser. Kaiser will give it off to Ross Stump. Minute 25 to play, first half. Stump goes to Littlefield. Far side. 3. No. DeVitor with the rebound. Covering up. He'll flip it out to Dutton. Dutton will walk it across. We go under a minute 10 now in the half. Into the post up for Wireman. Nearly has the pocket picked by Littlefield. Puts a runner up and banks it home. Cutting it back to 20, 27-7. 52 seconds to play in the half. Littlefield gives it off to Hubbard. Kick it out for Stump. Ross Stump from 16. No. Kaiser with the rebound. They'll kick it up top for Hubbard. Hubbard for 3. Off the iron. Smith with the rebound for Idalia. 35 seconds to play. Screen from Schaefer gives Smith a little bit of breathing room to bring it down the far side. We'll come up top for Schaefer. Gets a screen from Dutton. Missed him on the back cut. Instead goes to DeVitor. DeVitor shuffles the feet and turns it over with 16 seconds to play. Heath and Merritt will come back into the Idalia lineup, and it'll be Wireman and Schaefer who get the breather for the final 16 seconds. Littlefield initiates it, gives it off to Ross Stump, back to Littlefield. Hubbard alone. He'll pull up from 8. Bank no good. Brady Stump can't get the follow. Finally gets that one to go, and we'll head to the half with a 29-7 score in favor of the Prairie Mustangs. We'll step out for about a 3-minute break as we go to the table and check on individual scoring, and we'll come back and recap the first half and get ourselves ready for the second half here from Woodlin High School.
Americans love numbers and iPhones. We all know the 7 Dwarves, 4 Seasons, and 12 Days of Christmas. Now, for a limited time, Viero is featuring countless reasons to own an iPhone. With an iPhone, you can take great photos or take a crack at Angry Birds, watch your favorite video, or use it as a watch, find an old school friend on Facebook, or simply browse the web. But what you really ought to find is your nearest Viero store, because for a limited time, you can have an iPhone for only $79.99. Before these great iPhone deals end, get into Viero. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Here's a simple math problem. What's 1 plus 1? 2, you say? Not at Bank of Colorado. Here, 1 plus 1 add up to free. Because our personal free checking and personal free collection give you twice as much free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, no service fees, and more. And when you add on, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you're into free, apply today to open a new account by visiting bankofcolorado.com, where 1 plus 1 equals free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get your DVD copies of the events you're seeing live online at BigTimeSmallTown.com. Hi, I'm Ben Blecka, owner, founder, and one of the talents of Big Time Small Town Media. Very glad you're enjoying the broadcast we're bringing to you live online. But don't forget you can have this broadcast whenever and wherever you want with a purchase of the DVD from Big Time Small Town Media. Go to www.BigTimeSmallTown.com. There you can check out all of the games that we've got from any past tournaments. We've been doing this for just more than a year, and Big Time Small Town Media is proud to be more than sports. We're community.
Ice and Oil has been supporting our community for over 65 years and is the leading supplier in propane, Sinclair diesel and gas, Chevron oils, greases, and lubricants, and a variety of tires and Delco batteries. Located on Highway 34 in Otis and Plattner, Ice and Oil is your #1 source for diesel, oil, gas, and propane needs. For all those road trip adventures through Northeast Colorado, they offer 24-hour pay-at-the-pump gas and diesel services. Ice and Oil, American product, American quality, affordable prices.
Glosson Construction is your one-stop shop with concrete work, drywall, flooring, roofing, and stucco, everything including the final finishing nail handle projects throughout northeastern Colorado. You need to get in touch with Rick at Glosson Construction, located at 801 East 4th Street in Akron. If Rick can't build it, no one can. Call 970-345-2087. From start to finish, trust Glosson Construction as your one-stop shop for construction. Call 970-345-2087.
Akron Auto is proud to be the best pre-owned automobile dealership in northeastern Colorado. Quickly expanding, Akron Auto has 2 locations, the original on Highway 34 in Akron and a second on Highway 34 in Fort Morgan. Akron Auto wishes to thank local patrons for making their business possible and asks visitors to stop in and see what may be on the lot for you. Tax time is the perfect time to use your rebate on a car, truck, or SUV upgrade. Akron Auto, better for your budget.
And we're back here at Woodlin High School for the Jeff Sherman Memorial Invitational Basketball Tournament. Once again, I'm Kerry Sherman from Big Time Small Town Media. Our tournament coverage provided this year in part by the Anton Co-op. Went down to check the scorebook. We'll look at the Prairie Mustangs. 8 points from TJ Hubbard, 6 for Tyler Carmen, 5 from Austin Littlefield. Michael Godinez and Ross Stump with 4 apiece. Michael Kaiser and Brady Stump with 2 apiece. For Idalia, it's 3 points from Jason Dutton, 2 from Ashton Wireman, and 1 from Chad Heath. The pressure has really gotten to these Idalia Wolves. I know that's one of the things Coach Hurlbert is focusing on in this halftime is just getting his players to relax against the pressure. Realize they've got the full 10 seconds. And a 10-second violation is not the worst thing. You make a bad pass. These Prairie Mustangs have already shown they will quickly convert it into a layup. On a 10-second violation, you at least give your defense a chance to go back and set up. So that may be something that's being talked about in the Idalia locker room. Prairie, you've got a 22-point lead, but honestly, it could be so much worse. They've missed a lot of little shots inside, and I know as much as Coach Carlson focuses on getting the ball inside, he wants them to capitalize on those point-blank shots that they're getting. We'll go ahead and take another quick little break as we get ourselves ready here, get our graphics loaded up for the second half. And let me catch my wind as we still have 2.5 more contests here tonight from Woodland. And back in about 3 minutes as we get ready for second half action.
With more than 30 years in business, Pro Sports is the only place teams need to go to outfit for this season. A complete supplier of team athletic apparel, teams get their uniforms and equipment at a team discounted price. Outfit your team with Pro Sports, located in downtown Sterling, but a proud supplier to teams from all across Colorado. Pro Sports offering team discounts. Call now, 970-522-8545, and outfit your team today. Pro Sports, your team source.
Citto has been a staple in eastern Colorado since 1971. Since 1977, Citto has been your place to go for trusses, wall panels, and buildings. With state-of-the-art equipment allowing Citto to stay on top of the truss industry, Citto wants you to know that while the economy has affected everybody, it's allowed them to provide some different services while being able to maintain their spot as one of the top truss manufacturers in Colorado. Contact Citto Building Components out of Otis at 800-925-3207. That's Citto, proud to support eastern Colorado.
In 1916, it is estimated that producing 100 bushels of corn took approximately 35 to 40 hours. Today, it is estimated that producing the same 100 bushels takes less than 3. A lot has changed in the last 95 years, but one thing has stayed the same. Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. We are passionate about agriculture and are dedicated to serving America in good times and bad. This is Jordan Wilkie in the Yuma Lending Office. Give us a call today to see how we can help you. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
At the Anton Co-op, they're a local farmer-owned business whose goal is to help the profitability of producers they serve. Offering grain marketing on and off the farm, they have full-service fertilizer AG chemical department as well, with liquid and dry application and anhydrous ammonia for all your farm input needs. Anton Co-op makes bulk fuel deliveries and offers on-the-farm tire service. Anton Co-op wants to be your #1 supplier and service center. Call Anton Co-op at 800-595-8305.
This broadcast of high school sports is being brought to you courtesy of the Allen Bear Agency of Akron. In times of such economic uncertainty, let Allen Bear and his staff service stability when it comes to your insurance needs. With years of experience serving their community with products in auto, home, and life insurance, the Allen Bear Agency is also available for farm, crop, business, and health insurance as well. Give Allen and his team a call today at 970-345-2310 or stop into 142 Adams in Akron to see how the Allen Bear Agency can serve you.
Everybody knows that when a great opportunity, like an iPhone, presents itself, you grab it. Somebody says they've got tickets to the big game and can't go, you grab the tickets. Somebody tells you that you can get an iPhone at a special price, you grab it. And it's true. For a limited time, Viero has iPhones for only $79.99. And we'll even pay your early termination fees up to $200 when you switch to Viero. All that and coverage you can count on. So hurry into Viero today. Your iPhone is here. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Kerry Sherman with you as we come back. Getting ready for third quarter action in this first boys contest of the Jeff Sherman Memorial Invitational Basketball Tournament. And we have a halftime score of 29-7 in favor of Prairie. Trying to take care of a little bit of paperwork here before the second half gets underway. And it looks like it will be Prairie's ball here to get the third quarter underway. They'll be going towards the basket on the left side of your screen in the second half. Idalia towards the right. Hubbard gets it down in the corner for Carmen. Back to Littlefield now to Ross Stump at the point. Working 1-3-1 attack around the 2-3 zone. Brady Stump playing the high post. Kick out to Littlefield. Now Brady Stump, nice little dump down pass to the low post for Tyler Carmen. Can't get the shot to go, but he'll head to the free throw line. Drawing the foul on, I believe that was on Merritt. His first on the team. So we've played 22 seconds in this third quarter. Carmen's first free throw is good. Give him 7. Now just 1 point behind T.J. Hubbard for the high in the contest. Can't tie him on that one as that rims out and Heath comes down with it. He'll get it back from Smith and bring it down the floor. It's picked up by Carmen. Gives it off to Smith. Smith gets it down in the corner to Merritt into the post up for Heath. Heath trying to work against Carmen and it's tied up on the floor. Arrow in favor of the Wolves. Getting the call from the bench for the inbounds play. DeVitor does not beat the 5 count. That's the second 5-second violation of the contest against the Wolves. Carmen with it in the near corner. Comes out to the wing for Littlefield. Hubbard fakes the three. Instead kicks it over to Ross Stump. Back to Hubbard. Littlefield looked at the three. They've each hit one in this contest. Wanting to get the ball inside. Finally into the high post for Brady. Stump turns around, gave a couple of shot fakes, and knocked home the 15-footer. His second basket of the contest. Lead at 25. Down to Merritt in the near corner. He'll try to drive baseline against Brady. Stump has to kick it out to Wireman. And Wireman could not keep the pivot foot stop on that jump stop. We've got a sub at the table. Finally called in. That is Garcia coming in for Divator. Littlefield will flip it near side for Ross Stump. His entry for Carmen. Knocked out of there by Heath. Hubbard will give the signal for inbounds play number 1. Lobs it in to Ross Stump. Over into the far corner for Carmen. Back to Littlefield. Trying to make the 2-3 shift and find a gap. Instead, Hubbard will get a nice look from 18 and can't knock it down. Wireman with a good box out, and the rebound will go out of bounds to the Wolves. 5:40 to play, third quarter. They trail by 25. Smith across the timeline, picked up by Littlefield, gives it off to Garcia. He's checked by Hubbard. Out to Smith in the corner. Wanting to try to get it inside to Heath. Good defense by Carmen. Whipped over to Wireman. He'll drive. And one was looking to dump it down to Heath. Instead stolen by Carmen all the way to the bucket and layup. A lot of contact. Like he was fouled from behind and from in front. Merritt went crashing into the protective mats. Give Carmen the layup and a 27-point lead to the Mustangs. Garcia draws the hand check violation against Hubbard. First on TJ Hubbard. First on the Mustangs here in the second half. Heath can't get it into Smith. Instead, Littlefield with the steal flip across for Hubbard. Hubbard floats one up and good. He's into double figures now with 10, leading all scorers. And Carmen called for the grab on the cut. Or the shove. That'll be the third personal against Tyler Carmen. Heath comes in to Smith. Smith up top. Merritt, 3 on the way. Oh, no good. Kept alive, and they'll call Wireman on the rebounding foul. That'll be number 4 on Ashton. Nobody steps out. Littlefield pops the 3 off the back iron. Brady Stump whistled for the rebounding foul as Heath had good inside position. Godinez will come in for Hubbard. Kaiser in for Carmen. And Schaefer comes into the Idalia lineup replacing Wireman. He'll set with those 4 fouls probably until the midway point of the fourth quarter. Schaefer picked up by Ross Stump in the backcourt. near side. Let's go up top for Garcia. Screen and roll. Gets Garcia a little bit of a go and called for the travel. He pinned it on his hip and took an extra step with it. Prairie quickly back the other way, not giving Idalia a chance to set the defense. Ross Stump lifts up and fires from 17. Rebound scooped up off the floor by Dalton Schaefer. We'll try to push back the other way, picked up by Stump right across the timeline. Merritt tried to go inside for Heath, but Kaiser knocks it loose, and then Stump picks the pass from Merritt. Garcia called for the body. That'll be number 2 against Paul Garcia. And it's a 36-7 Prairie lead. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Littlefield whips it over for Godinez. Down in the corner for Kaiser. Back to Littlefield. And Stump. Pass for Littlefield stolen by Schaefer. Schaefer may have traveled. Couldn't knock down the 15-footer. Godinez with the rebound for Prairie. Flips it across, no look to Littlefield. His shot no good. Smith comes down with it and held ball. And I believe Arrow will stay with Prairie. Well, they never changed it. It's the No, it does stay with Prairie. Ball will come in to Godinez in the far corner. Now to Hubbard. Whip it back to Godinez. Cross stump. No, it's Hubbard. No good. Kaiser keeps it alive. Tipped out of bounds by Schaefer. Saw Ross Stump trying to set up a backdoor cut. Thought maybe he would get the look, but Hubbard went ahead and lifted up and shot the jump shot. Hubbard, this time finding the backdoor cutter of Kaiser, but the toss too strong. And Idalia comes away with it. A real sloppy play there. Brady Stump comes up with a steal. Jump stop, kicks it into the paint. Kaiser shuffled the feet, no call. Rebound for Godinez. He'll throw one up off balance. Dutton with the rebound for Idalia. Elton Schaefer puts up the runner, gets it to go. Two minutes left in this third quarter. Kaiser inside, blocked, rebound for Schaefer. I believe it was Heath with the block. Schaefer will flip one back over to Heath. Heath on the cut for Garcia. It was off of Garcia right into the hands of Dutton. Dutton had it stripped by Godinez. Godinez all the way to the rim, misses the layup, draws the foul, and will head to the free throw line. That on Schaefer, number 3 on the Idalia sophomore. Godinez, also a sophomore, will head to the free throw line for the Mustangs, leading by 27. First free throw is true. Littlefield comes back into the Prairie lineup. DeVitor the same for Idalia, replacing Ross Stump and Chance Smith, respectively. Second free throw for Godinez is off the mark. Dutton with inside position will draw the box out foul against Kaiser. First foul on Michael Kaiser. We got a sub at the table for Prairie. It's number 14, Bill Johnson. One of 5 seniors on the Prairie roster. They'll come in with 1:35 to go here in this third quarter. Dutton down the far side, cut off by Godinez, still with it. Bring it up top for Garcia. Garcia checked by Hubbard, and I think they're going to get Hubbard for the reach. Or else that'll be his second. And Idalia takes it out on the far side with 1:24 to go in this frame. Gets it into Garcia. Garcia goes up and gets the layup and a foul on Hubbard. That's his third three-point play opportunity for Paul Garcia. And it's good. Makes it 37-12 in favor of Prairie. 1:20 to go in the quarter. Littlefield signals the play as he comes down the floor. Inside to Kaiser, blocked by Heath. Garcia comes out of there with it. Merritt puts it on the deck against Johnson. Goes at Kaiser. Blocked by the backboard, but he draws a foul on Kaiser. Well, they called it on Johnson from behind. And Merritt to the free throw line for 2 free throws. He converted one in the first quarter. That got the Wolves on the board. Can't get this one. I believe Schaefer getting ready to check back into the Idalia lineup. He'll come in for Chad Heath. Exactly 1 minute left in the frame. Free throw up and in. Littlefield hits it ahead for Hubbard. It's into the paint, kicks it back for Littlefield and into the backcourt. That's a violation with 51 seconds to go in the period. Wolves get a bucket here, and it's the closest they've been in a while. Instead, it's a steal for Godinez, and the layup puts it back to 26 points. Schaefer gets it into Dutton. Dutton with a head of steam down the near side. He'll cross it back into the middle of the floor. Come near side for Merritt. Tries to drive baseline, gets past Johnson, and Johnson called for the foul. Second on Johnson. And the Mustangs over the limit. 1-1 for Taylor Merritt. Make it 2 in a row for the Idalia senior. He's 3 for 5 from the stripe. 4 for 6. He's got a rhythm going. Hubbard on the far side, picked up by DeVitor. Godinez, floater, no. Kaiser on the weak side, West on the stick back. Dutton gets it up to Schaefer. Final 12 seconds of the quarter. Schaefer drives, kicks it out. Merritt from 15, no. Dutton taps it, tries to keep it alive, out of bounds, off of Dutton with 5.2 seconds. They're going to pick up a little bit more on Littlefield. Littlefield at midcourt, shakes past, got past Garcia and just hit it ahead to Godinez as the quarter expired. 3 quarters in the book. Prairie in front, 41-8.
Glosson Construction is your one-stop shop with concrete work, drywall, flooring, roofing, and stucco. Everything including the final finishing nail handle projects throughout northeastern Colorado. You need to get in touch with Rick at Glosson Construction, located at 801 East 4th Street in Akron. If Rick can't build it, no one can. Call 970-345-2087. From start to finish, trust Glosson Construction as your one-stop shop for construction. Call 970-345-2087.
Akron Auto's proud to be the best pre-owned automobile dealership in northeastern Colorado. Quickly expanding, Akron Auto has 2 locations, the original on Highway 34 in Akron and a second on Highway 34 in Fort Morgan. Akron Auto wishes to thank local patrons for making their business possible and asks visitors to stop in and see what may be on the lot for you. Tax time is the perfect time to use your rebate on a car, truck, or SUV upgrade. Akron Auto, better for your budget.
And we're ready for fourth quarter action here from the Jeff Sherman Memorial Invitational Basketball Tournament. Prairie in front 41-15 as we get the final quarter underway. Garcia right to the rim and gets the layup, cutting it back to 24-point game. Again, we thank Anton Co-op for helping make tonight's broadcast possible. They'll be with us for the entire tournament. Nice little drop down from Rostump to Quinn Tappy. Tappy with it again after he missed and Zachariah Hastings missed. And then we've got a turnover on the jump ball. Or no, it wasn't a jump ball. It was just a straight turnover. Schaefer will coming down the floor against Rostump. Goes far side for Garcia. He'll come screen for him and then float out to the corner. Garcia drives the paint, puts up another runner, drew the foul, could not get the shot to go, but I believe they just got Michael Kaiser for his second. And Garcia will shoot a pair. First one, no good. Second one for Garcia. Off the glass, spins out of the rim. No good. Heath with the offensive board. Had a man at his ankles. Got Kaiser in the air, drew the foul, and heads to the free throw line. Number 3 on Michael Kaiser. And I believe that's team foul number 10 against the Mustangs here in the second half. Oh, double bonus for the Wolves for the rest of the quarter. Heath can't knock that one home. He'll get a second. Fouled in the act of shooting. No good on the second. Kaiser with the rebound and an over-the-back foul against Dalton Schaefer. His 4th. 5th team foul. Littlefield jogs it across the timeline, picked up by Smith. Gets past Smith. Now Smith still hanging on him. Hastings puts one up from 16, banks it home. Zachariah Hastings, one of the 3 freshmen on the roster for Prairie, knocks one home. And Hastings then comes up with a steal, loses it back to Garcia, and then Garcia called for the travel. He tried to keep his balance and stay in bounds at the same time. Could not do both. Littlefield throws up a floater on the baseline. Perfect with the teardrop, and Garcia is down and grabbing his foot, and that's not a good sign. He's trying to make his way to the bench in a lot of pain. It's an important piece for the Idalia Wolves this year. I hope he just kind of just a little ache that the young man's suffering from. Schaefer turnaround, called for the travel. Hubbard calling things out for the Mustangs. He'll drive the lane, put up the teardrop, no good. Schaefer with the rebound. Tappy with the steal, has it blocked. Johnson has it blocked. Schaefer with back-to-back blocks, and then I believe he just picked up his 5th foul Out of frustration, if they give it to somebody else. Nope, it's on Dalton Schaefer. And his night is finished with 5:48 to go in the contest. And Idalia trailing 45-17. And the sub coming in is number 11, Paxton Waitman. He is a freshman. 3 very good freshmen on the Idalia roster. We've seen 2 of them so far. Dutton, one of them, gives up with the steal. Smith able to get it up ahead to Dutton. Give it off to Devator. He's picked up by Tappy. Gets it inside to Heath. Heath with a little spin. Gets it to go. And I believe the foul on, that was Quinn Tappy. Nope, that was on Hastings. His first. Heath with the chance to complete the 3-point play. And doesn't get it. Hastings with the rebound. Flips it up ahead quickly to Hubbard. And Hubbard will set things. Going to Hastings. Back to Hubbard. Gives it off to Godinez. Godinez stopped by Smith. Kick out for Hubbard. Fakes the 3. Puts it on the deck. Comes across to Johnson. Now kick out to Godinez. He'll put up a runner. Off balance and brought in by Waitman. Dutton picked up by Hastings. Hastings will come away with the steal. Gives it off to Godinez. Flip ahead for Hubbard. 17-footer out of the corner is good. Puts it back to a 28-point advantage. 47-19, 4.5 minutes to go in the contest. Smith stopped by Hubbard. Gets it out to Waitman. Waitman up top for Dutton. Flips it over to Devator. Devator pulls up from 8 and scores it. Hubbard gets past Devator and then is called for the travel. Got subs coming in. Number 2 for Idalia, Trevor Hurlbert. He's the 3rd of the freshmen on the roster for Idalia. And number 31, Ashton Wireman, one of the seniors. We'll take a quick look to set the 5 on the floor for Idalia. It's number 2, Hurlbert. Number 10, Chance Smith. Number 11, Paxton Waitman. Number 20, Jason Dutton. And number 31, Ashton Wireman. Let's take a look at the 5 on the floor for Prairie at this point. Number 15 is Michael Godinez. Number 34, TJ Hubbard. Number 5, Zachariah Hastings. Number 25, Quinn Tappy. And number 14, Bill Johnson. Johnson has it in the corner. Comes up top for Hubbard. Hubbard reverses it. 3 on its way from Godinez. It's short. Hurlbert and Waitman struggle to get the control of it, and it'll go out of bounds off Idalia on the far side. 3:39 to play. Hubbard, he'll release a 3, no good. Hastings on the inside. He can't get the follow to go. Dutton with the rebound for Idalia. Coming down the near side. Waitman tried to set a screen for him. Couldn't get there. Dutton puts up the runner. No good. Brought down by Johnson. Quick outlet up ahead for Godinez. They'll flip it across for Hastings. Wanted to drop it in to Tappy. Instead, it went all the way to Johnson. Hubbard on the far side. Finds Johnson on the baseline. Kicks it up top for Hubbard. Angle pass for Hastings. Back to Godinez. Hubbard. He'll step in to 12 feet. Kick it out to Johnson. Top Godinez lets one fly from 17 straight away. No. Waitman and Hastings tie it up. The arrow goes to Prairie. 2:47 on the clock. It's a 26-point advantage for Prairie. Hastings gives it off to Hubbard. Hubbard to Godinez. He'll drive, pull up from 9. Can't get it to fall, and I believe Dutton with good position inside will head the other way to shoot the penalty. He got Hastings on his back. And they'll make the long walk to the opposite court, end of the court. First one for Dutton, no good. Second one also no good. Johnson with the rebound, gets it ahead for Hastings. Hastings comes up top for Godinez. Under 2.5 to go. Godinez at the point. Reverses it to Hubbard inside for Tappy. Drops it across the baseline for Johnson. Can't get it to fall. Tappy with the rebound. Puts one up, draws the foul. Heads to the free throw line. Calls against Paxton Waitman. His first. 2 shots for Quinn Tappy. See a couple of Idalia reserves at the table waiting to come in. Tappy's first one, no good. And Coach Glenn Carlson's going to take a timeout. That will allow number 3, Tennyson Hoyda, and number 42, Dylan Roseberry, to come into the Idalia lineup. Coach Carlson, make sure everybody's on the same page here. At some point after this contest, between this one and the start of the next girls contest, there's going to be a special little moment as the athletic director here from Woodland, Paul Grice, will take a few moments to address the change of the name of the tournament from the Woodland Invitational to the Jeff Sherman Memorial Invitational. Not sure if we'll try to get that one on the end of this broadcast or at the beginning of the one for the Woodland and Weldon Valley girls. I will also be speaking a little bit during that. Dutton rebounds the miss. Up ahead, Hurlburt too strong for Waitman. And gives it back to Prairie. 2:09 left on the clock. Hubbard, he'll whip it over to Hastings, and then they'll get Tappy called for 3 seconds on the weak side. Hurlburt handling it with a left-handed dribble down the far side against Hubbard. Gets past Hubbard, kicks it out to Waitman. Waitman up top for Dutton. Now to Hurlburt. And Roseberry gets called for 3 seconds in the paint. And at this stage of the game, it was probably more than that as the officials trying to keep the clock rolling. That pass off of Hubbard and into the back court. That's a turnover with 90 seconds to go. Dutton gets it into Hurlburt, right back to Dutton. On the near side. Up top for Waitman. He'll kick it far side for Hurlburt. Drives baseline, pulls up from 16. No, Roseberry with the offensive board. Kicks it out to Hoyda. Hoyda puts up one from 19. Has it partially blocked and out of bounds. Roseberry will do the inbounding. Comes into Waitman from 15. Too strong. Johnson gets the rebound. It's Hubbard with a head of steam. Across the paint for Godinez. Out of bounds. And that will not make Coach Carlson happy. 1 minute left. We haven't had any scoring for a little while as we've seen the reserves from both sides. Nice cut from Dutton and a nice pass from Waitman, but Dutton is fouled on the shot. That on Hastings. His third. Dutton to the free throw line. It's been a rough go for the freshman since he canned a three at the end of the first quarter. Again, he'll have 2 attempts here. And first one off the rim, no good. Got a few words of encouragement from his fellow freshman and Waitman, and he'll fire up the next one. That one off the back iron. Johnson with a rebound, hits the head quickly for Hubbard. Hubbard will settle things down. Come up top for Godinez. Near side is Hastings. Back to Godinez. Whipped it over for Hubbard. 3 guards shifting it hard, quick around the perimeter, trying to get it inside either to Johnson or Tappy. Godinez can't handle it clean, and Waitman will come away with the steal. Trying to pass it ahead for Hoyta, off of him, off of Roseberry, and finally brought in by Hastings. Waitman with the steal, can't knock down the 8-footer. Godinez with the board. It's down to 12 seconds. Godinez will skip it across for Hubbard and into the crowd with 8.3 seconds to go. Hurlburt hits it ahead for Waitman. Waitman all alone, spots up for 3, off the glass, no. And Godinez will run it out and end things here. It's a 41-27 victory for the Prairie Mustangs. They move on to the championship game tomorrow at 7:30. Idalia will play in the third place game at 4:30. So we're going to go ahead and take care of the little thing here. So we're going to go ahead and stick with it on the broadcast. We invite you to stay with us as we talk a few minutes here about Jeff Sherman, my brother, former assistant coach here at Woodland, whose name is on the tournament. I'm going to go ahead and step down, and we'll leave the mic open. Hopefully you can hear what we have to say.
I don't think anybody has ever worn the Woodland
I'm not sure how much was able to be heard, but we just wanted to take a few minutes to acknowledge my brother who got to spend a few years as an assistant coach here at Woodland and loved it with a passion. It's been almost 13 years since we lost him, and we just want to let everybody know we appreciate, as a family, this being named in his honor. And I'm Kerry Sherman. I'm going to sign off for this broadcast. Be ready to join you in about 10 minutes for our second girls contest, Woodland Valley and Woodland, here on ColoradoPreps.tv and Shasta.tv.